Okay, so we've gone ahead and we've finished exporting every single page now with the original and with the A, right? So for about and then about A. So we get those rollover graphics. And I've gone ahead and deleted the additional HTML file with the letter A's after them. We just only exported those just to get those images, right? Then we're going to open up Dreamweaver. And in Dreamweaver, we'll start with our home page. We're going to actually take this relatively static page that has no working links or anything like that. We're going to add the rollover graphics and the links, and we will be done. So what we're going to do, I'm going to click on my first button in my nav bar, and I'm going to go to the Insert tab up here, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to Rollover Image. You can scoot the code down there. We're not going to mess around a lot with the code. So click on Rollover Image. And here you can see that image name is going to start off with image 15. It's very important that we change this next one to image 16, image 17, etc. It doesn't really matter the sequence, but you want to make sure that they're not all the same. Otherwise, your rollover, like you'll hover here and it'll change the graphic over here. So you got to make sure that you keep changing those. So we'll start with image 15. We're going to look for original image. We're going to browse. And here is where a little tricky thing happens. Okay, we're going to go into our images. Now, I need to get a button that says home. And I see home right here. Oh, great. But you don't want to just use the first one you see. You want to make sure that the file name of the image you're using matches the file name of the actual HTML file you're using, because odds are that your slices from Photoshop are not identically the same shape or size. And so we need to make sure that we're matching them to the correct file with the correct image. So I'm going to go to where my file names say home. This is really important, really common mistake here. So we'll go to where our file names say home. And here we can see home 03. It's previewing all black for some reason. There might be an issue. I might have to troubleshoot out here, but let's take a look. I think it might just preview them funky. So home 03, and then the button graphic itself. Again, it looks weird, but it says home. Let's give it a try. Then for the rollover image, I'm going to look for the same file, but it's going to be home A03. So file names really matter here. Again, it's previewing weird, but let's just see if it works. Okay. And then when clicked on go to URL, you can browse, and we're going to actually say, well, it's the home button. We want it to go to the home page, or you could have just typed out home.html. Either way. So let's click OK. Now what it's done is this highlighted one here is the actual rollover graphic, so we need to delete the original. So just click on it, hit delete, and then we'll click over here somewhere off to the right. That'll kind of clean up that gap. Now, if I want to see if that is working, and the graphic seems to have cleaned up here in Dreamweaver, we can click on View. And let's go to, well, actually, let's save real quick. Save. We'll go View. View mode live. And now when I hover over, you can see it brings up that rollover graphic. So far so good. So I'm going to go ahead and pause. And I'll show you it once more, and then we'll go ahead and pause, and we'll just kind of churn through them. So let's go back to View, View mode, Design. Scroll over here, click on About, go to the Insert tab, go down to Rollover Image. Now this has to be a different thing here, so we're going to call it Image 16. We're going to browse. I still need my file names to be home, but I want the graphic to read About. Home 05, graphic About. Now I'm going to look for Home A05, and the graphic should be the rollover for About. Home A05, boom. When click to, go to about.html, or you could browse to it. Just make sure that whatever you put here exactly matches the file name of what you have here, right? Let's go ahead and hit OK. Click on the one on the left, hit delete, click off to the right. We'll go to View mode, Live, and check that out. So I'm going to go ahead and pause. I'm going to do the rest of these real quick, and then we will pick it up. Okay, and so I'm actually used to a way older version of Dreamweaver, but we can switch between design and live here. You can see I've got all my links are live. If I were to save this, which I guess you can't save in live mode. It looks like I already saved it. If I go into the folder now, and I double click on home, it's going to open it up in a web browser. These are all highlighted, and if I click on that, you can see it brought me to my contact page. This brings me to my gallery, etc. Now when I'm on these other pages, you can see none of the links work because I haven't made them go live yet. So all we need to do, go back to Dreamweaver, file open. Let's start out our next page, about. Go back to, okay, we are in design. And then basically repeat this process. Select that guy, roll over image. Now your numbers here, it doesn't matter if they overlap with the previous file here, but just make sure that, again, they're unique for each of your rollover buttons. And when I go to browse here, now I'm in the about page, so my file names have to say about, and this is for the home button, so the graphic can read home. So about 03. Grab the rollover, it should be about A03. When click to go to about.html. Okay, click on the one on the left, click off here in the right, and rinse and repeat. Okay, so once you've done that for all of your subsequent pages, you're basically done. Okay, so I actually just caught an error when I was going through and I was creating my rollovers here. I realized that I kind of spaced, and I had the file name set correct for home, but I didn't actually have the file name set correct for the about image, but I didn't have home linked to home. So I'm going to double click on this. This panel will appear, and you'll actually see the link here. It's saying it should go to about. I actually want it to go to home. Okay, so we'll go ahead. I'm going to go ahead here and save. And now if we open up in our web browser here, if I open up home, go to my about page, my home link brings us back to home. Okay, so do your links for all your pages. You can see I haven't quite completed that yet. And then you should be done. Okay, so once you've gone through and you've done your rollovers for every single page and you've saved those files, you should be able to pull this up here in Chrome. And if we go to home, you can sort of jump back and forth here from each page. So I'm starting at home, I'm going to about, back to home, back to contact, back to home, back to gallery. And I know every link from home works. And I can see that reflected here. We click the gallery, that says gallery, contacts. Right, so now from gallery, I can go to contact, gallery, about, gallery, home, contact, gallery, contact, about, contact, home, about, contact, about, gallery. All my links work. My web page is done.